Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, October 1st, 2025. We are in a new month and it's still not falling, right? Like it used to be, right? But anyways, we start off with Kayla and EJ, right? So earlier, Stephanie and Kayla were talking about the press release and how are they going to really go ahead and address the press considering the new wing that is being operated on that is causing the blackout? So they're wondering how they're going to address it, and then also Stephanie had to have a statement be approved by EJ. So EJ just happened to come in, and Kayla's like perfect timing. So he's like, I heard my name, and why am I in perfect timing? So basically, they're talking about, they need to address this whole blackout being caused by the construction in New Wing. So EJ was already on top of it, and he talked to whoever was in charge of electricity and, have that ironed out. And he also sent his approval to Stephanie's email so that the statement can be released to the press. So anyway, Stephanie goes out to deal with that, and then EJ is talking to Kayla about basically, her internet usage, right? Because he happened to be in the elevator and he saw the internet usage go up, and it came from her office, and to find out that she was the one doing the Q&A session for the romance novel as Anastasia Sands. So Kayla's like, I had no time to be doing that because, again, I was out there helping whoever I needed help during the blackout. So, how can you assume that it was me and all of that? So then Stephanie comes in and says, Mom, you can't go down for this. I am the one who's actually that author, right? So that's unbeknownst to Kayla. But again, EJ thought that it was actually Kayla who knew about it from a long time and allows her daughter to actually do that while at the hospital and, on other people's dime, actually. So she goes out to deal with some issues, and EJ and Stephanie are talking, and EJ just finds it really funny that how Stephanie is, otherwise he can't believe that she was actually the one who's writing those salacious writings in the novel and all that. So he's surprised, and he knows that his family is all about reading the novel and interested in it, and he was joking around asking for an autograph novel from her. So she said you can have plenty, and I feel like you actually saw these images and just got hot and bothered by it. So they were having a moment, but she asked him to keep her identity under wraps, so he agrees to that as long as she agrees to just remain professional and do what she has to do at the hospital. So Kayla came in and asked if they ironed out the situation, and he said it's all good, right, as long as things are kept how they need to be kept in the hospital. So Chanel and Johnny are actually, prepping their home, doing their last touches to welcome the social worker who is responsible for the whole adoption of Tesaro. So they're nervous and everything, and they're hoping that they did everything. Johnny got his crib and installed it even throughout the blackout, and they're going over if they signed the adoption forms and all of that. So everything is dotted and crossed. Chanel is itching to go change into something professional, and Johnny as well. But at the same time, Johnny is happy that he's not considered a felon and he could take that off. And, she said, look, you're innocent. And even though they know about it in the news, they know that you were cleared. So it's all good. So while they were getting changed, they get a knock at the door at social worker. She's already there early and on time. So they, got a little nervous, but they sat down and they get acquainted, and Chanel offers some of her baked treats from the bakery, and the social worker was enjoying it. And then they get into business about looking around the house, but before that she reads a letter from the mom of Tesaro. So we know Sophia wrote a letter basically saying that Chanel and Johnny are unfit parents, and that Johnny has been involved allegedly in this inappropriate relationship with a university student. So that's unbeknownst to Chanel and also Johnny, because Johnny don't remember all of that. So anyways, the social worker is asking him to see his phone, which I don't see how that makes sense, because she's no court or judge or anything like that. So how that works. So anyways, Johnny passes the phone, and it up comes this picture that Sophia sent, probably from Ali's phone, with her undressed from the top up. And Chanel is like, what is the meaning of this? So he's like, he doesn't know. So he tells her that he was on a phone call with Holly about something about her homework, but nothing more. So he is just confused, like, what's going on? So Chanel is just upset because, again, he cost her the chance of adopting a baby. And you know I feel bad for her, but at the same time, she shouldn't have gotten her hopes up, because otherwise, outside of that, like, what if it didn't work out for other reasons, right? She got her hopes up, and, she was like, you ruined my plans. So again, it was really about her just wanting to have this, her dreams and all of that. Like, I mean, shouldn't it be our thing? That was my only gripe about this. And, she's blaming Johnny. Johnny's like, look, I'm being set up. You don't believe me. So at this point, she don't believe him, and now they're in problems yet again relating to adoption, right? So we already know Sophia was there. She sent the message and everything, and she's there as usual with her eyes, those evil eyes of hers, and her huffing and puffing. And I'm just so sick of her and her honestly, her mannerisms. So Brady went over to Tate's dorm room, and Tate was just being a little asshole because Brady was there just checking on him because of the blackout, and he's like, I'm safe, no need to worry about me, it's just a blackout, you didn't have to come over here. And I'm saying, isn't he such an ungrateful little twerp? Honestly. So, anyways, he smells some fire because, there was some fire alarms going off, and then Tate was like, it's standard for them to sound off alarms. So Brady smells the smoke, and then he happens to smell the smoke. So it turns out that Holly was still out of it, and she accidentally knocks off, a candle into the garbage bin, and that's what set off the fire. So Ari was outside talking to Sophia, and Sophia apparently crashed the night, and she was saying, I hope Holly's going to be fine. Maybe she took it too far because of what happened with Tate. And I'm saying, girl, you shouldn't even have nothing to say. But anyways, she leaves, and that's when Ari, Tate, and Brady, they're going around trying to get everybody out, and then they go in the room, try to get Holly out. Holly out was unconscious, and then Brady took her out and get her to the hospital. So they get her to the hospital, and Brady's asking how he's doing, and he said, he just feels bad for what happened with Holly. Brady was gonna blame him for what happened with her drinking and all that. So he said, I didn't know what Holly was up to because we broke up over another day ago, so, right? So he is just blaming himself and said, like, if anything happened to Holly, like, he wouldn't forgive himself and all that. Like, damn right. So Tate finally got in to see Holly because Kayla said that it was just smoke inhalation, she'll be fine. I think Brady did inform Nicole on what's going on as well. So Tate went in, and he said he's happy to see that she's okay. And he's like, I know that I made a mistake, I messed up, but like, Holly, I need us to work things out. And Holly was like, no, unfortunately, Tate, like, it's too late, like, it's over, right? She's just over it at this point, right? So back at the dorm, Ari's outside, and Sophia heard about the fire alarm and everything. She came in to check in what's going on. So Ari said that Holly accidentally knocks off a candle into the garbage bin. That's what set off the fire. So Sophia, I don't know if it was genuine or not, she's saying, like, is Holly gonna be okay? So she said, yeah, she's at the hospital. And Tate texted me, said that everything is gonna be fine, she just have a little bit of smoke inhalation. And Sophia, I don't know once again if it's genuine or not, but she said that thank God, that's such a relief. But again, I don't think so. So she's asking Ari what time it happened. So she said about 9 a.m. So then she kept looking back at the message that she sent off regarding Holly to Johnny's phone. And I'm like, this little devilry. So Kayla and Brady are talking as well. And, Brady's just glad that he was able to get to Holly on time and that she's going to be all right. So then he talks to Kayla about the whole thing with Tesaro, and hopefully that, the DNA results will bring some kind of closure, especially to help out Tate. And, he just wished that his dad was around to kind of, like, really help with the situation. And Kayla said that he's doing everything that he can. So she said she's gonna check at the lab to see what's going on with the results. So she comes back with the result, and she says that Tate is not the father of Tesaro. So now I'm like, Yeah, we've been speculating that for months now that he's not the father, but I want to know if on the DNA results it says that Sophia is actually the biological mother, or maybe, Kayla cannot say that because of HIPAA rights and everything. But yeah, like here we go with a mini Mari on Days of Our Lives. But like, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys tomorrow.